Alright, hello my fellow gamers, this is Moses with Project Baka, and in this video I want to talk about a game that I just recently added to my Nintendo Switch 2 collection, and that game is none other than Star Wars Outlaws. So why did I purchase this game? I thought you were going to purchase a Pokemon game, Moses. No, I actually purchased Star Wars Outlaws. Why did I do that? Because it was on sale for $30. So Black Friday deal, it popped up on Amazon, so I was like, might as well give it a try. People were raving about it for the Nintendo Switch 2, so I was like, let me give it a try. And I did. So purchased it, received it, played it for the past week, did take my time, and I actually want to talk about it. So before I talk about it, I actually want to mention the way I kind of look and review games. So pretty much the way I do that is playability. That's all I kind of look at about in the game. So how does that look like for me? Do I look at frame rates? All that is important. Frame rates, graphics, story, everything it plays into a part. But again, how does that all flow together? Is frame rate the most important thing? No. If I don't really see it during my gameplay, I don't care. Graphics, again, if the story's catching me enough and the graphics look well enough, that's how I rate the game. I don't rate it on every little detail. How a lot of people out there that review games, they go, oh, this, and they break down all these level 1 categories to rate a game. I don't. I'm saying, hey, do I want to keep this game? Did I enjoy playing it? Cool. That's pretty much it. And again, another question that might be thrown out there: why the heck is this guy wearing a beanie and a sweater inside his home? Well, because it's snowing outside. So yeah, one thing I do when I work from home is lower the temperature down a bit just to save on energy. I guess I'm a dude, so you know that happens. So it gets pretty cold inside the house. I do raise it up a little bit when the wife and the kids are about to come. So yeah, that happens. So again, let's go back to the game. And what are my thoughts about it?
All right, so where to start with this game? I'm going to start with the story, to be honest. Let's go. Well, how was the story like? It was okay. It was mildly entertaining. It was very just standard cliche. It was nothing new, nothing creative. It's just a basic outlaw story. Pretty much you're pissing off the wrong person early on. They're after you. You're trying to clear your name. Again, that's the basis of it. Again, very standard. Story ends pretty standard. Nothing new. Like I said, it's not entertaining. It's not eye-catching. It's not anything. It's just a story that is mildly entertaining, and it does actually do the job. So again, it's nothing new. It does what it's done before well, and it keeps the story entertaining. So going to the gameplay was pretty fun early on. It got creative, but then it started getting repetitive. There's honestly a lot of annoyances with having to sneak around all the time, and I do get that. It's a stealth game pretty much. There are times where, of course, you can go shoot around and get a little crazy, but most of the time you will die, so you have to be strategic. It's not really strategic. You just have to figure it out and stealth your way through things. And yeah, again, most of the time it did get boring because of it, and side missions got boring because of it as well. And I feel like this game had a lot of wasted time to it. There was, again, trying to make you waste time where there's no time needed to be wasted, I guess you could say. And again, I did play this game thoroughly. I did try to complete every side mission, things like that. And again, overall, it was a mildly entertaining game. Again, there was flaws to it, but it was mildly entertaining. Again, like I said, the story was very basic. Gameplay was very basic. It wasn't anything that wowed you. It was just, again, a filler. I guess you could say it. It was a filler in those sections where it kept me wanting to play to complete the story. I didn't get bored most of the time. Again, I wanted to play it. I wanted to complete it. I wanted to progress the story, so that it at least kept me there. It was nice to have some of these, old characters come back in and kind of relate to the story. But again, it did not do the best at it. I thought there was a lot of Mary suing going around here when they said that they wanted pretty much Star Wars to be female. they actually really meant it. A lot of the huge protagonists or main characters in the story, or key characters in the story were female, which I don't really have an issue with that. But then again, when they're pushing it to an extreme, it gets a little bit annoying. Again, when you're like, oh, every person that does this, and this is female, it's like, okay, now I see that you're trying to push something here. Just make a damn game and make it good. Just stop trying to make it annoying. And yeah, again, overall, the game was somewhat enjoyable. And like I said, it's not something that it wowed me anywhere. It's not something that was like, whoa, this game was great. It was more like, yeah, this game's fun. I enjoyed it. Beginning to end, it was okay. It's not something that I was looking forward to playing every day. It was more like, I want to play this game, complete the story, and say I completed it. And again, enjoyed it up to that point. But overall, again, it was just a lot of unnecessary things added to this game that just kind of killed it.
All right, so what are my final thoughts about Star Wars Outlaws? I do recommend it for the price. If you can get it cheaper, perfect. I wouldn't pay anything more than $30 for the game, to be honest. Overall, it was a fun game to play. The crashes were a bit annoying, but the checkpoints were kind of nice because at least you weren't delayed too much compared to other games. Overall, again, it was fun to play. The storyline was meh, but enjoyable. Gameplay was meh, but enjoyable. Again, it had a lot of little issues here, especially with the speeder bike. Every time I crashed into something, it was just annoying. Little things like that, again, didn't really ruin the experience, but it was an annoyance. And would I come back to this game to play it again? I probably wouldn't. I enjoyed my time the time I played it. It was a good filler game, and that's pretty much all I had to say about it. It's nothing that wowed me. It's nothing that. It was a game that was, again, enjoyable. It was a game that I experienced, and yeah, it tried to do many things and it wasn't successful at it. And that's kind of where I'll leave it. You'll be the decider if you actually want to purchase this game. Like I said, if I didn't purchase it and didn't play it, I know now that I wouldn't be missing out on much. But again, I'm glad I did play it. I'm glad that I did experience it. And again, it was enjoyable at times. So that's where I'll stand and leave it with this. So if you like it, please hit the like button. If you don't, sorry. Again, I've always been a Star Wars fan. I didn't see it as a Star Wars game, to be honest. It had its little things here and there about Star Wars, but honestly, for me, Star Wars is kind of dead. It's just gone so far away to what Star Wars actually was. I grew up with Star Wars, so I know the whole lore, everything. So, again, for me, I just saw it as a different game. I didn't see it as Star Wars. I didn't try to relate it to Star Wars, and I think that's the biggest thing that actually helped me with the review of this game. I saw it as a solo game. I didn't see it as anything with Star Wars. I know it had its communication there, but me personally, in my head, I was like, it's not Star Wars. So again, that's what helped me enjoy it a little bit more, because again, for me, Star Wars has died. So